Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sinag and welcome to a new video. So, my trial run for booktube runs out and I think this is time for me to do a booktube newbie tag. In this video, I'm going to do the booktube newbie tag 1.0 and the booktube newbie tag 2.0. So, the first question for the 1.0 is, why did you start this channel? I started this channel December 26 or 24, 2021. So, I forgot the exact date, but I'm just going to put it somewhere in the screen. I was a graduating at that time. I'm a senior in college at that time and I am waiting for my last internship na lang and then graduation. So, I find myself wondering what I'm going to do after graduating. I am very anxious on what's my future going to be. I got this advice from Dr. K from Healthy Gamer. He basically said in one of his videos that in order for you to not be overwhelmed, you should do more things, things that you can control. Though I am a bit paraphrasing it now because I forgot the exact term that he used, but it's basically like that. So I decided that I need to do more, or I need to do something that's not related to my academics and to my student organization things. So I decided to do this booktube channel. But I actually wanted to start this way before pa, when I was in high school, when I started watching booktube videos, but I wasn't able to do that because of lack of confidence first of all, and I feel like I don't have the skills and the time and the effort and the dedication to do this. So that's what I said, that I had a trial run because I really want to make sure that I have the commitment and the passion for this one before I continue doing this, and I want to make sure that my heart is in the right place and I have a goal. So the second question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? Honestly, I don't know because there's a lot of content here already, and there's a lot of variations of different things. There's a lot of reading vlogs, readathons, all of that. My answer is I don't know because I don't want to box myself into just one thing, and I believe that all of us naman as individuals have our own unique things in us. I know that we are unique in our own ways, and so I'm just here for fun. I'm just here to have fun. So I don't want to really stress myself out into thinking what's some fun and unique things that I can do when I can do what I wanted to do and just incorporate my personality in it and just be my authentic self. I really don't care about being unique. As long as I'm having fun with whatever things that I do, then that's it. I'm not here to please anybody. The first person that I want to please doing booktube is me. So the third question is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? So I have listed 3 here. So the first one is practicing my verbal or speaking skills and confidence with that. So that's definitely it because like what I said from the first question, I was a graduating student when I started this booktube channel, and actually I am not very confident with my English speaking skills back then. I always used Tagalog ever since I was a child. We were in pandemic back in 2021, so I want to make sure that I have some skills that I can use during job interviews because I just have a lot of anxiety for the future, for my future back then, and so I needed things that can help me address some of those and practice doing the things that I know I can do in my professional life. So that's the first reason. The second reason is editing skill. I think that learning a new skill is really great if you want to improve in life. I don't see myself as a very creative person before, but ever since starting booktube, I feel like doing booktube adds to my confidence, not just in the way that I'm speaking, but also in my editing. Even though I know that compared to other booktubers or YouTubers in general, my editing is kind of basic, but I don't compare myself to them. I compare myself to me, to my past self. So I'm really proud of myself for what I did and what I'm doing and what I'm continuing to do and practice. And then the last thing that I put in here is gushing about the books I love, which is true because I only know one person, one friend of mine that is also a book lover, but don't share the same interest in books. She likes fantasy and fantasy, and I like romance. I can gush to her about the books that I have read and currently reading, but I don't feel the reciprocation, the enjoyment, especially when I am talking about monster romance or erotica. So it's not her thing. She doesn't like that in books. So the fourth question is, why do you love reading? So first, I love reading because it gives me comfort, and aside from that, it also feeds my imagination. I am a writer. By reading books, it's kind of a fuel. It gives me motivation, and it basically activates my imagination, and having an active imagination actually helps me with my writing. So I think that goes hand in hand. And then the last thing that I put in here is I love reading because I learn new things. Books really help me explore the world, especially when I read books that are set in other countries. I really enjoyed reading about other people's cultures and other people's things that they do in their everyday lives, and their traditions. It's very fun and exciting to read and learn about other people through books. So the next question is, what book or series got you into reading? So this is going to be a bit because the first books that I have read, like actual books, aside from fairy tales, when I was I think 5 years old or 3 years old, 3 to 5 years old, I read fairy tales. But the actual books is pocket books when I was, I think, around 6 to 7 years old. So it's definitely inappropriate for a child to read that. If you don't know, or if you don't live in the Philippines, or if you just don't know about pocket books are all romance books, and they are very raunchy, they are very steamy, they are very dramatic, some of them are very toxic and problematic. A little bit of a story time for that. So when I was young, 6 to 7 years old, I like reading books. So I already finished all of my fairy tale books and all of my picture books. So I was always trying to read something, whether it's magazines, newspapers, shampoo bottles, all of that. And that's why I think in this age I also started writing books, because I don't have any more books to read, so I write my own books. So anyway, going back to the pocket books, I was searching around for any materials to read, and then I stumbled upon this stash, because we have a cabinet in our former house wherein all of our photo albums was in there. So I was just browsing over there, because in our photo albums, my mom used to put descriptions alongside or near the picture. So I also read that. That's how bored I am, and I don't know that books exist back then. When I stumbled upon these pocket books, I was so surprised and so happy, because I have new things to read about. And so long story short, I read all of these books. I specifically can still remember 3 books that I've read from that. I don't know if my mother still kept those pocket books. If you still have that, I'm going to definitely reread it again. So let's move on with the next question. So what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? So I'm a very nosy person, but I also don't want to ask things that are too personal. I want to ask all of my favorite booktubers what are their schedule, or how do they schedule their booktube content, like from the planning stage to the actual filming and then editing and then all of that. Like, what is the process? I just like seeing the behind the scenes, or the process on how everything was made, not just booktube but other things as well. So it's very interesting to know that. So if you are also a booktuber, or a YouTube content creator, or just content creator in general, please comment down below if your booktube or your content creation schedule. If you like to share it, please comment it down below. The next question is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? So for me personally, based on my experience, it is overworking yourself. So when I first started doing booktube, I was so in love with it that I always want to do videos. I did everything all together simultaneously. It definitely leads to burnout, because I am doing other stuff already, and then I added doing booktube, and I think that is also my fault because I am the one who pushed myself to do this, even though no one says any deadline to me, like, but I kind of pressured myself. So there's definitely a phase of overworking yourself, especially when you're starting, because especially when you enjoyed what you're doing, because of the enjoyment or the adrenaline rush, you kind of forget how to take a pause and take a breath and rest. That's the biggest challenge that I experienced during my first year in booktube. When did you start reading? So I remember I started reading when I was a child. I think I was 4. So where do you read? I read using my phone through the Kindle app, and I prefer it that way because at least in my phone I can read everywhere whenever I wanted to, whatever lighting it is, whenever I am, there's always a book for me to read. The next question is, what kind of books do you like to read? So I am a romance girly, and I just love. What does your book collection look like? Majority of my books are in ebook format, and I like it that way because I am in the stage in my life where there's a lot of possible relocations, and I don't have a lot of space, and aside from that, it's also easier for me to access ebooks because of I can read it everywhere, and it's cheaper than physical books. All of the physical books that I have right now are bought back when I was in high school. So let's now move on to Booktube Newbie Tag 2.0. So the first question is, what genres would you like to see talk about more on Booktube? So I'm a romance girly, right? And I also love reading erotica and I also love reading horror. So now I want to read more horror erotica or erotic horror books. I think I've read 2 already, but honestly I don't think I love them. Oh no, I think I've read 3, but I only love 1 out of those 3. So I want to read more from this subgenre, and I'm actually writing a book that is erotic horror or erotica horror. I want the book to have the perfect balance between horror and erotic. I would love to read more books that has this subgenre and find a favorite or a potential favorite from there. So if you have any recommendations, please comment it down below because I really need to read more from this subgenre of horror and romance or erotica. So the next question is, what do you feel is the best way or ways to make friends on Booktube? So from what I observed as a silent watcher of Booktube for so many years before I started making one, definitely interaction in the comments. I think doing Instagram or sharing something on Instagram and interacting with other bookish content creators over there can also help. So the next question is, what do you enjoy the most about making Booktube videos? So first is the planning of video ideas. I don't always plan, but I just love putting these ideas that I have in the Excel sheet that I made. So I have my own process in planning videos or Booktube videos. So I really enjoyed planning all of that from the pre-filming stage to the editing stage. So, and then I also love reviewing books that I've read. But I think it helps with my critical thinking and with how I translate the thoughts that I have in my head into words, and it really helped me be spontaneous sometimes. What do you least look forward to when making Booktube videos? The thing that I experience a lot, especially during my first year, is because I'm a mood reader, and not just a mood reader, but my mood really affects how I function in life. So having several mood changes really affects when I want to read, what I want to read, when I want to film, and when I want to edit. So I can't do for example, editing day or filming day. I can't do that because I'm very spontaneous. Just like this video, I didn't intend to do this anytime soon. I just randomly felt like doing it, so I did it. Definitely the mood change affects a lot, especially when you want to have consistency, because as we all know, YouTube algorithm wants consistency in their creators. At least for me personally, the mood change is definitely the least thing that I look forward when making Booktube videos, because even until now, today, I still experience that. And so the next question is, what videos other than tags, TBR, wrap up, reviews, and recommendations would you want to see more of? I think I want to see reading vlogs, more reading vlogs with actual reading, and less b-rolls. I'm not really a fan of b-rolls. If there's going to be a b-roll in there, I would prefer it to be really short, because when I click a reading vlog, I am here for the reading vlog or the reading updates and not the other things. So, and I also want to see more book discussions. I just love it when a creator talks about the book that they love or they hated, and they really go in depth into it. And I just love seeing the passion when you are really passionate with what you're talking about. What are some of the themes you want to see more of or less of in books? I have answers for both more in books and less in books. So for the more in books, I want more established couple in romance. That's like my favorite trope in romance. I love seeing established couple working towards or working during the relationship. Like it's not just happily ever after marriage or after being together. There's a lot of things and issues that married couples or established couples experience, and I want to see more of that. And then the other thing is marriage in trouble. So the reason why I love this thing, marriage in trouble, is I think because I want to see our characters really work towards their love for each other and establish trust and communication with each other. And I just love seeing that. I just love seeing two or more people really work hard, really work for the relationship, because being in a relationship isn't easy, and I just want a realistic portrayal of that through here. So the next thing is better love triangles. I want to see an actual love triangle, like everyone loves each other. That's why it is hard for people to choose, because they love each other equally. So I really want that. And then the last thing is unique and non-traditional careers in romance. Yeah, so I am so tired of reading about bookish people or main characters that loves to read books, or lawyers in books, or doctors in books, and I still want to read books that has that careers in that has main characters with that careers. And I'm not saying that books that have main characters that have those careers are bad. I'm just saying that I want more. I want to read about genetic engineering, nutritionist, dietitian, forester, magazine commercial models, human ecologist, teacher, plumber, sign language teacher, and all of the other vocations or professions that is not usually portrayed in what do you call this, in the books or in media in general. So moving on to the less things that I want to see in books is, first is the graphic details of abuse. So the next or the last one in this list is age gap romance involving a minor or anyone less than 20 years old. So my thinking about this is, it's less about the age but more on the brain or thinking or ability to consent of the individual or the minor person in the dynamics. Because from what I can remember, your brain matures by the age of 25. Based from my experience as well, when I was 20, I was definitely not thinking maturely. Let's just say that. And I feel like, and I don't really feel comfortable reading about older people being in a relationship with younger people, specifically people that are less than 20 years old. Because even me in my 20 or 21 years old stage back then, I still feel like a child. I still feel like a teenager, and it's just icky to me. It just doesn't feel right. I can like an age gap romance when it is both of the main characters or the main characters involved are both later in life na, like late 20s minimum. Yeah, that's like my criteria if I'm going to read age gap romance, because the usual age gap that I have read it's very icky to me. Next question is, what are some of your booktube goals? My number one booktube goal is that to know that a book that I recommend was first seen by a subscriber or a follower of mine or a watcher or audience of mine, and then when they read it, it became their favorite book. I just want to be like my favorite booktubers who introduced my favorite books to me. I just want to help someone find their comfort book, find their comfort author. I just want what I experience to be other people's experience as well. So with that, I also want to thank Mina from Mina Reads, because her video of Ice Planet Barbarians is the first IPB video that I've watched, and it actually made me read the book or the books, and it is one of my all-time favorite series and books and author. Ruby Dixon is my all-time favorite author because of that, and I want to thank Mina from Mina Reads for that. So I want to be like Mina to other people. So the next question is, what advice would you give a booktuber that has created their channel? My advice for those who are starting out is don't overwork yourself. Always take care of your health. That's really important, and enjoy the process. Especially when you are new, you are trying new things, you are trying new video format, new editing style. So enjoy the process, and also do a trial run. So that's what I did. I make sure that I am committed to this before doing this booktube newbie tag. So I gave myself a whole year of trial run to just test my commitment and my passion if I really want to do this. And we're here now, so it means that it worked. So the next question is, what are some qualities or traits that you look for when it comes to watching other booktubers? So the first one is genuine excitedness and passion of reading the books they're putting in their channel. So I really want to see the passion in the booktuber or content creators eyes and I can really feel in the way they speak, the way they review the book, that they really are passionate with reading, even though they didn't like the book or they have average or middle of the line expectations or feelings towards the book. You really can see the passion in someone's eyes when they are doing the things that they love. So I want to see that. And then I also want to see, so the next thing in here is reading diversely. In this year 2023, yeah. And the last quality that I look for when it comes to watching other booktubers is the respect for their audience. So, and by that I mean not taking advantage of them. Just respect in general. So the last question is, what is a fun fact about you or a hobby besides reading and writing that people on booktube might not know you have? So it says here that besides writing, but I'm still going to plug my writing channel. So I'm a writer, and I have been since I was a child. The first book that I've written that is not finished actually is an alamat, or I don't know the English of alamat, but it's the origin of something. So mine is Alamat ng Rosas, so origin of the rose, and I really enjoyed that one. And then I also wrote a retelling slash alamat of Cinderella. Now I actually started a writing channel or AutoTube channel, but I call it writing channel because I'm not an author yet and I will not be for quite some time. So it's called Sinag Writes, and I'm going to link it in the cards above and in the description below if you want to follow me there. But I am now writing again consistently for fun at first, and then with the intention, of course, of publishing in the far future. Not near future, far future, because I still need to learn more skills with writing and publishing and all of that. So anyway, aside from writing, I also like tarot reading, natal chart reading, but the tarot and natal chart reading, I now mostly do it for myself only and for some of my friends, but mostly for myself. Because as a Pisces, I can easily feel other people's emotions, and I just don't feel great after that. Though it's very fulfilling during the reading, by the end of it, I feel like I am very drained and I can't function to do something for myself. So as a form of self-care, I'm setting a boundary that I am doing spiritual connection or spiritual stuff, spiritual reading, only for me. Because I think at the end of the day, this is a private practice. And I have actually an unpopular opinion about this, but I'm not going to put it in here because this is a booktube newbie tag. Aside from that, I also love doing research, specifically academic research. I actually got a perfect grade in my undergraduate thesis or in my research, and I feel like it is like my calling. Like, I really want to learn a lot. I'm a lifelong learner. I want discovering things, learning new things, yeah, all of that. So I'm pursuing a lot of research these days, and I have plans in my future that involves research and all of that. So what else? Other fun facts, we have now 8 cats. And then other fun fact, we have food, ice cream. I really love ice cream no matter what flavor is it, I love it. And then I also love matcha. Anything matcha, I love. If you are a new booktuber, or if you knew someone who is new in the booktube world, please tag them down below. I would definitely love to see other new booktubers, and also follow their journey and support them along the way as well. So yeah, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope this isn't too long. Nonetheless, thank you for sticking out with me, and thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoy, and that's it for this video. If you want to see more of my content, I have lots on my catalog, on my backlist, so definitely go check that out if you like. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much again for watching this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye bye.